12 seconds. Stop everything right now. Lumen Field just exploded with 3 seismic waves. And here's the first fact you need to know: 1,313 yards. That's not a typo. That's history unfolding in Seattle right now. A player just became the first in NFL history to hit a pace that legends couldn't touch. A veteran got fined for chaos he caused from the sideline while on injured reserve. And the Seahawks just beat the Titans 30-24 with a performance that has the entire NFC West shook. If you create earthquakes louder than you breathe, smash that like button and drop a comment telling the Rams exactly who runs this division. We start with the most insane story. A player fined $14,491 for something he did while not even dressed. Stay locked because the double cliffhanger at the end will leave you screaming. Chaos on the sideline, a flag thrown, a fine issued. But here's the twist that makes this story legendary. The player wasn't even in the lineup. Who brings that kind of energy? Who gets penalized while sitting on injured reserve? The name Jarran Reed. And the NFL just sent him a bill for $14,491 for unsportsmanlike conduct during the Seahawks game against the Rams. Let that sink in. Reed has been on IR for 2 weeks. He wasn't wearing pads. He wasn't on the field. But when Kenneth Walker III got forced out of bounds, Reed bumped Rams defensive lineman Byron Young somewhere in the chaos, and the referees threw the flag. The league office followed up with the fine. That's the most Jarran Reed thing Jarran Reed has ever done. This man played in Seattle from 2016 to 2020, during the tail end of the Legion of Boom era, returned in 2023, and he still carries that chaotic, unfiltered energy that defined those Pete Carroll defenses. But here's the fascinating part. Mike Macdonald's Seahawks are the opposite of that culture. Seattle heads into Week 12 with just 60 penalties, tied for the 5th fewest in the NFL. Macdonald doesn't tolerate the kind of undisciplined football that used to define this team. Yet Reed, he's the exception. He's the veteran presence who brings edge, fire, and a little bit of madness when the moment demands it. And the Seahawks clearly value that. Reed is still under contract through the 2027 season. He'll turn 33 next month. He's been in the league 10 years. Most teams would have moved on by now, but Seattle keeps him because he brings something intangible, a refusal to back down, even when he's not playing. This season, Reed has 1.5 sacks and 6 quarterback hits in 8 games before hitting IR. He's eligible to return in Week 14 when the Seahawks visit the Atlanta Falcons. And when he comes back, you know he's bringing that same energy. Do you think Jarran Reed's chaos is a problem or exactly what this team needs in January? Drop your take below. And if you believe the Seahawks are building something dangerous under Macdonald, hit that like button and let the Rams know who's coming for them. But as wild as that story is, it's nothing compared to what's happening with the Seahawks offense right now. Because while Reed is making headlines off the field, another player is rewriting NFL history on it. And the number he's chasing, no one in league history has ever reached it. 80 catches, 1,313 yards, 7 touchdowns, and a pace that has never ever been reached in 105 years of professional football. The player, Jackson Smith-Jigba, and right now, through 11 games, he is on pace to become the first player in NFL history to record 2,000 receiving yards in a single season. Let me repeat that. No one has ever done this. Not Jerry Rice, not Calvin Johnson, not Randy Moss, not Julio Jones, not Cooper Kupp. The single-season receiving yards record belongs to Megatron Calvin Johnson, who had 1,964 yards in 2012. That record has stood for 13 years. Cooper Kupp came close in 2021 with 1,947 yards. Julio Jones hit 1,871 in 2015. But 2,000, it's the holy grail, the impossible number, and Jackson Smith-Njigba is tracking to hit 2,290 yards in his third season. He's averaging 119 yards per game. To hit 2,000, he needs 687 more yards in his last 7 games. That's 98 yards per game. He's been exceeding that average all season. And here's why this isn't just possible, it's likely. The Seahawks are in a dogfight with the Rams for the NFC West title. Every game matters. JSN will not be rested. He'll play every snap. The schedule sets up perfectly. 2 games against sub-500 teams, the Vikings and Falcons, followed by matchups against the Colts, Rams, Panthers and Niners. Even the Niners game against the league's top-ranked passing defense doesn't scare anyone. JSN already torched San Francisco for 9 catches and 124 yards in the season opener. The chemistry between him and Sam Darnold is unreal. Darnold trusts him on every single third down. And in Seattle's 30-24 win over the Titans in Week 12, JSN delivered 8 catches, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's a season high. He's not slowing down. He's accelerating. According to sources close to the team, this is a rumor. Offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak has been scheming JSN into mismatches against safeties and linebackers on critical third downs. And defenses have no answer. When you watch the tape, you see a receiver who wins in man coverage, wins in zone coverage, and creates separation in tight windows that only elite players can exploit. Do you think Jackson Smith-Njigba is a top 5 receiver in the NFL right now? Comment your ranking below. And if you believe he's breaking Calvin Johnson's record, smash that like button and let the football world know Seattle has the most dangerous weapon in the league. But records and fines are just part of the story, because in Week 12, the Seahawks had to prove they could win when it mattered. And what happened against the Titans? It was a statement game that has playoff implications exploding across the NFC West, 30-24. A gutsy road win and a performance that showed the Seahawks are not going away quietly in the NFC West race. Seattle traveled to Nashville and took down the Titans in a game that tested every single phase of their roster. And the hero once again, Jackson Smith-Njigba, 8 catches, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. But this wasn't just a JSN showcase, this was a team win. Rookie quarterback Cam Ward threw for over 300 yards and added a rushing touchdown. Kamir Dyke returned a punt 90 yards for a touchdown, giving the Seahawks a spark when they needed it most. The defense bent but didn't break, holding Tennessee to 24 points despite giving up big plays to Xavier Restrepo, who made his NFL debut and caught multiple passes from Ward. But here's the most important part. The Seahawks controlled the game when it mattered. They converted 5 of 7 fourth down attempts. 5 of 7. That's aggressive, calculated football. That's a team that believes in its offense and refuses to play scared. Mike McDonald's defense forced key stops in the second half, and the offense executed when the clock was ticking. This win keeps Seattle in a dead heat with the Rams for the NFC West title. Both teams are fighting for playoff positioning, and every single game from here until Week 18 will be a battle. The Seahawks have 7 games left. Their next 2 are against sub-500 teams, the Vikings and Falcons. If they take care of business, they'll be in prime position heading into the final stretch, which includes a massive showdown with the Rams. JSN's performance against the Titans was dominant. His 2 touchdowns came on perfectly placed throws from Sam Darnold, and his 167 yards were the result of winning every single route he ran. Titans head coach Mike McCoy praised JSN after the game, calling him one of the best receivers in the business, and admitting that Seattle's offense is nearly impossible to stop when JSN is locked in. According to insiders familiar with the Seahawks game plan, this is a rumor. Offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak has been designing plays specifically to isolate JSN on safeties and linebackers, and the results speak for themselves. When JSN gets a one-on-one matchup, he wins every time. Do you believe the Seahawks are the most dangerous team in the NFC West right now? Drop a yes or no in the comments. And if you think JSN is the best receiver in football, hit that like button and make sure every Rams fan sees this. But winning one game is just the beginning, because what's happening in Seattle right now isn't just about this season, it's about building a dynasty. And the final move that's coming could change everything. 3 stories, 1 unstoppable force. Jaron Reed fined $14,000 for chaos he brought from the sideline while on injured reserve. Jackson Smith and Jigba chasing 2,000 receiving yards, the most impossible record in NFL history. And a 30-24 road win over the Titans that proves Seattle is real. This isn't luck, this is a statement. The Seahawks are building something the league doesn't want to face in January. If JSN hits 2,000 yards, it's not just a record, it's a legacy moment. He'll be the first player ever. Calvin Johnson's name drops to second. Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Julio Jones, all chasing what JSN did. And it's happening in year 3. That's generational. The Seahawks win the NFC West if they go 5-2 down the stretch. The Rams game in Week 16 decides everything. Here's what I need from the 12s. 1. Smash, like if you believe JSN breaks Calvin Johnson's record. 2. Drop a comment with your boldest prediction. NFC West champs, playoff run, Super Bowl. 3. Subscribe and make Rams fans furious. But here's the cliff. JSN needs 687 yards in 7 games. 1 injury and the record vanishes. And the Rams just cleared $15 million in cap space, targeting a receiver to match Seattle's firepower. Who moves first? Plus, rumor has it a Seahawks defensive captain called a players-only meeting after the Titans game. What was said could unite the locker room or fracture it.